I was here solo in 1994 and I'm about to get emotional because it's awesome to come back to a place that hasn't changed in 28 years. Not one bit. My God, it's so gorgeous. Wow.
And that's it for Little Heaven. On to day 3. That's it. That's the campground.
Well, we're on our way. Day 3. Leaving Little Heaven, heading to McLaren. Sun wouldn't hurt.
If we're up by the time we get to the pass, would be nice.
Yeah.
Today's first goal is McLaren Pass. We just fallen in the river and should be climbing soon here. There we go. Broke out of the trees. This stuff ain't fun.
Hey?
This stuff ain't fun.
Section, eh?
No. Our first glimpse of the pass. Flowers everywhere.
That water's not pretty, but it can be filtered. Yeah, the next day on day 3, we headed off from Little Heaven towards McLaren Pass. Pretty uneventful getting up to McLaren, but then at McLaren we had an interesting moment. You know, we're all sitting down at the pass, and not a rookie mistake, but we sat down and we had the wind coming over us. So when the wind's coming over you, it means that the animals that are walking with the wind won't be able to smell you, and so the animals in the valley or in the pass that were coming towards us couldn't smell us, and lo and behold, you know, we all got stunned because right coming towards us were 8 or 9 goats, not sheep, not elk, but goats, you know, mountain goats, the big white suckers. And I don't know who got more scared, them or us, but both groups were, you know, got caught off guard because they couldn't smell us coming down. So then they backed off a little bit. And then they realized, well, they still wanted to go where they were, so we watched them climb. And I mean, goats can climb. So there was still a ridge, and the goats climbed and then walked across that ridge in no time flat. Goats.
Ready to go up McLaren Pass. I think it's that. Or the side. Here's where we had lunch, and that's where we came from, around the corner there.
McLaren Pass. Oh my God. Wow. Wow. Look at this. This is surreal.
We pretty much reached the high point of the summit, or pass.
I was here solo in 1994, and I'm about to get emotional because it's awesome to come back to a place that hasn't changed in 28 years, not one bit. My God, it's so gorgeous.
He just
Wow.
screamed. I guess he's looking over the other side now. This would have been a good place for lunch. Here we go, cresting McLaren Pass. As soon as you come up on the crest of McLaren Pass, there's this stud standing there looking at his phone. He's a Willmore Wilderness landmark.
Here, I gotta reenact the picture.
Okay.
20 years later, 20 years ago. That tree's about 3 inches taller.
There we go. got Happy Marty.
Yeah.
Happy JT.
Happy JT.
This is a bucket list one for everybody.
Happy Geoff.
Yeah.
You know when we were having lunch, I left this thing on by mistake, got our whole lunch.
Oh, really?
The whole time we were sitting there.
Cool. Very emotional at the top for me because I like visiting places that I haven't seen in a long, long time. So I think it's been over 25 years since I've been to McLaren, and it's emotional to go back to one of those places and have it still look virtually identical. So it's reassuring to know that there are places in this world that are not changing, and that's an example of a place that's not changing. Yeah, these boys helped me get back here after 28 years. Thanks, boys. And you add up to it by saying I went to McLaren Pass by first going to Little Heaven, and then we cut down the ancient wall. Eastman.
Holy shit balls. Woo! Holy shit.
Wow.
Holy fuck. Nice.
Yeah, would not want to be coming the other way up here, or this way going up. This is an all-dayer. Here. Getting water all throughout Willmore, with the exception of day 2, it wasn't an issue. There's water everywhere. I didn't really filter a lot, to be really honest. I mean, places where I thought maybe I should is where I did, and then some of the streams we came across, you look up and it's crystal clear and it's coming from the mountain. Some of it's coming right out of a spring, out of a hole. So we got a storm coming our way. Hearing thunder. Oh, there's lightning. Ancient Wall 4.5, Topaz 8.
Our first glimpse of the wall.
So here's the Ancient Wall campground. That's supposed to be a lake, which is not. But all up there, that's the Ancient Wall. Goes on for miles. I get to camp, my feet are absolutely soaked. We've just been willow bashing in the rain. And I'll be glad to get these off. Like, these Parks Canada signs are absolute garbage. Topaz Warden Cabin.
Topaz Campground. Imagine there's a view. Let's go see.
McLaren Pass was a good one. I mean, out of the 3 passes that we did do, it was my second favorite. It was a bit of a trek up. It wasn't nearly as bad as some of the things we've done in the past. I mean, by that time, everything is settled and you're going along at a good pace, and you get up to the pass and you think, wow, this is actually pretty stunning up there. I was happy to actually be there, and it made all the apprehension go away, really, because on day 3 for me, usually day 2, 3 is when I kind of start to settle in and I just don't think about things anymore. Marty's always talked about this before. I think it takes him like a day or less, but mine is about that time, and McLaren Pass was a good time for me just to relax it, because this is why I'm here.
I don't bring rain pants, but I wore my rain jacket maybe 2-3 occasions. We were really lucky, not a lot of rain, absolutely gorgeous weather otherwise. Some rain at night, but nothing. Actually, never had any rain while we were sitting around in camp, which is unusual. So we got to enjoy the evenings every night.
It was actually, I can remember that really, really vividly, because I'm sitting the way I'm sitting right now. JT is off to this side, and Marty's off to this side. So we're kind of facing each other in a triangle, and there's a hill. And all of a sudden I hear this noise, and then a goat, or a sheep, or is it a goat or sheep? Just bleach white, comes around the corner. It scares the hell out of me, because I thought, I'm always on the lookout for bears. I looked at him, or her, and it looks at me, and we both kind of went, "What are you doing here?" You can tell the goat's face, and the whole herd comes behind him and just stops. And then JT turns around, Marty looks over, and then everyone's looking at each other for a good 5 seconds. None of us knew what to do. And it was one of those comical moments that I'm going to remember, because, like I said, it's pretty vivid in my head. And they just thought, uh-oh. And they turned tail, went backwards, almost shuffled backwards for a little bit, saying, "Sorry guys," and then they went up the side of the mountain like it was nothing. If we could hike like that, I think we could do every single trail in Jasper in a season.
So then we went down McLaren, which are very, very steep switchbacks, got to the river, and followed the Blue Creek for the rest of the day, and then got to where we wanted to spend the 3rd night, which is the ancient wall. And all we found in the among the willows, and the willows are tall, very tall, and then we found this down sign, and when we lifted the sign, it said ancient wall 100 meters, but the sign had been knocked down, and we didn't quite know which orientation the sign should be on, and so we walked in a certain direction that seemed to make sense, but we didn't find the campsite. And to be honest, the area was wet and mosquito infested, and it was a drizzly day, and rather than go back and try and find where that campsite might be, we decided to just push on, and we pushed on to Topaz for the day. Just, sometimes you change your plan, and in fact it lengthened that day, but it shortened the next day.
That was a tough day, actually. It was one of those days, I think I actually said it on my video. I'm like, I'm having a bad day today. Because it was mosquito ridden, it was long. I think that was one of our longer days. And we get to a camp and you just think, okay, we're here, and then the camp's not there. You're like, no. You don't want to stop and rest. You don't want to you don't want to go forward actually either. You just want to be done. And it turns out we had no choice. The camp is gone, or it's washed out, or we missed it. I think in hindsight, it was to the left of a sign that we thought was there. And come to think of it, on the way through the field that we had to go through, the meadow that we had to go through, I found the sign lying on its side. I picked it up, kind of pointed it to where I thought was supposed to go, and JT was with me. He's like, yeah, that's it right there. And we saw a little marker in the trees, but that marker turned out to be where the trail is to continue on. To the left of that marker, from us looking at it, is where the camp used to be, or supposedly is.